It's me, Christy, the person that created this channel approximately, I want to say like 5 or 6 months ago. Um, I know it's weird posting 2 videos a week. I'm trying to start posting a little bit more since I'm winding down from college and everything. And I am trying to make this more of a job, like a full-time job, so I don't have to really honestly keep going through jobs and everything here because I'm getting kind of done right now with how the job market here is in Colorado because it honestly sucks. But I suck it up and deal with it, and I got a job this past I would say Monday for campaigning for the LGBTQ equality for a lot of states that are totally against it due to their religious beliefs or whatever. But hey, at least for me, it gets me moving, keeps me walking. It's gonna keep me more motivated because at least they understand like, hey, I'm in college, I do have a weird schedule, but I can work only these days, and they're a lot more flexible, better pay, and I hope I can keep this job for a while because it's actually what I'm majoring in for political theory, which I plan on being a lawyer and stuff. So like it's gonna help me make sure like I understand laws correctly and also looks good on my resumes in the future when I go do law program at DU or CU Boulder here in Colorado. But hey, I won't know until I try it. Worst comes first, I would probably have to reapply again to other jobs, but it's kind of difficult since jobs are so picky on who they want to hire. And I'm still waiting for my paycheck from Sexy Pizza because here in the state of Colorado, if a job terminates you, they have to give you a paycheck within 2 days. Your most recent one, I'm still waiting from. So I do have to bring this up to Colorado's labor board to say, hey, about tell them like, hey, I was working at this company. They terminated me due to BS reasons and stuff. See what I can do there. Worst comes worst, I have to wait till May 17th to get my paycheck, and I don't want to. I need it now since they terminated me because I couldn't multitask well. But I know I could, but the hours they were giving me was the times when people would be getting off work, getting done with errands, sports, sport practices, events happening, and I just couldn't practice what I was being told to do at Sexy Pizza here in Denver, Colorado, in the Capitol Hill area, and it was just really dumb. Like, I found it a-okay. I did never receive my uniform, so I have to see if I can get whatever money they were going to give me for that, which is going to be kind of difficult. But worst comes worst, the wages stuff, worst comes worst, they could tell me, oh, go fuck yourself, you have to wait till this date. And I do have that general manager's phone number, but I blocked him since he had decided to fire me because I don't want to deal with him anymore. And if he claims he's been trying to get in contact with me, I'll be like, well, I haven't received anything. Here's my phone. Last text I received from him and everything. This is the last day I called him and stuff, like phone call I've had with him. So, yeah, that's kind of honestly going to be fun on Friday. That's what I plan on doing because that's the only day I'm free from everything in my school life, my personal life, and my work life. So just gotta make sure I gotta do that. I know I'm kind of somewhat vloggy and telling about my personal life, but there's like really nowhere else I could go besides here on YouTube, expressing to my fans and channel people, my fans and viewers, along with subscribers. I also have to make sure I'm doing everything you guys want, like topics and everything. If you guys have any topic ideas at all, just put them in the comment section below. That would really help so I can get anything addressed at all, along with any comments, concerns, or anything else you guys have. I also want to just bring up like Sexy Pizza here in Denver, Colorado. Honestly, their pizzas suck because like they would cook the pizza with the toppings on it, like chicken barbecue pizza, Hawaiian pizza, or any other pizzas that they put toppings on. right now it has a 4 hour life limit, but even though they write at 3 hours on it from like 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., that extra from 8:30 to 9:30 gives a cushion just in case they get busy, which I find stupid because by the time an hour or two has passed, the food starts looking really disgusting. Like I wouldn't even have that slice for myself just because it looks gross and stuff. I'd rather eat the pizza when it's fresh out of the oven because that's when it's nice and warm. The cheese is all gooey, and they made us workers reheat it and stuff. And then wait like a few minutes after the reheating to give it to the customers. It's like what the fuck, like I would not feed that to myself or my friends and stuff, and that is like really irritating. But I didn't say anything because I couldn't without getting in some sort of trouble. And I know that during when they made me fill out paperwork and stuff, that I could not do any political debates on government or any laws or bills or a religion. And I know for a fact in our First Amendment, freedom of speech, that means the government can infringe on our freedom of how we feel, political discussions of like LGBT or bills and everything. Well, there I can talk about the 300 that I did pass here in Colorado, which is the right to rest, where I let homeless people sleep wherever they want. Well, like, oh, you can't talk about that. That's too debatable. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I want to talk about what their opinion is on it, if they are going to vote for it or not, even though I live in Aurora. So that doesn't affect me as much, but I'm in college in Denver. I'm riding the bus system through Denver. So it does somewhat impact me. And they're like, oh, you can't talk about religion. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, religion, freedom of religion here in the United States, let us express how we feel about religion. Like, I'm cool with a lot of religions except for Mormons. I mean, no, not Mormons. There's one particular religion where they don't believe in any holidays and stuff. I am not cool with that group of people just because they're like standing outside in like public areas on corners and stuff, like this library I go to a lot, or other places just to shove their religion down my throat. Because I would be waiting for the bus, they would come onto where my apartment complex is along and try to shove their religion down my throat. It's like, dude, don't you read the signs? No soliciting, no trespassing, and no loitering. And that's what they're doing. They're trespassing and soliciting a religion that a lot of people don't want to practice because they're either in another religion or they don't believe in that particular religion. And it's so annoying. And like they're like, oh, you can't express it, because I had made a comment about Chick-fil-A and how Chick-fil-A is anti-LGBTQ, and the GM there was like, well, it's because they're a major corporation and stuff. That's why the news is being implicit in like in the news media as a big issue. It's like, dude, don't you understand? The Mormons religion and the Bible states that a man and a woman should marry, not two men, not two women. You have to have some basic understanding of the Bible, even though I'm not religious. I know pretty much the Bible says that. And and it's my de-stressor. And um, the founder of Chick-fil-A, who started Chick-fil-A many years ago, was Mormon. That's why they're always closed on Sundays, is because he says that's a day of worship. That is where men and women should not be working. And in many Bibles, like Christianity, Judaism, Muslims, they don't believe. I mean, Jews, Muslims, Christianity, they don't, and Mormons do not believe in same-sex marriage. I'm cool with same-sex marriage because at least they are willing. They can either have a surrogate for their, if it's men and two males, they can have a surrogate to help them have a child, or they can do the adoption process. But how that place was, it was like slowly becoming Golden Corral, which was damaging my mental health. And the GM wanted me doing closing shifts, and I'm like, not around 10 or 11 o'clock and go until between 2 and 4 a.m. It's like, wow, I would be up for about approximately 24 hours, and my body would not like that. It's going to throw my body out of whack and my whole school education because people don't like doing closing shifts. I get it. A lot of us ride the bus system because either we can't afford a car right now, or a suspended license and stuff like that, or we just don't want to pay for parking and getting our cars towed, or people vandalizing our cars or trying to steal our cars. And I was straight up honest during the whole interview. Like, hey, I do ride the bus system. I'm in college. I can only work these hours. I need Tuesday, Thursdays off, definitely due to my school schedule. I can come in Monday, Wednesday from like 11:30ish or noon to like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, so I can get home and at least get some sleep and also do some of my homework and stuff. But I can work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it was like he was only giving me the 9 hours. He would honestly give me the same hours as Golden Corral or less. And I was like, dude, how am I supposed to pay my bills with the hours you're giving me? And the day he had fired me, which was Saturday, I want to say, like, let me look it up. I know it's Saturday something. Um, Saturday, May 4th. Because I can't multitask. It's like, dude, that's when I started making tips. How can I not multitask when you're putting me in shifts where all of a sudden it starts getting busy, people getting paid, people wanting dinner, people getting wasted, people getting stoned and having the munchies? It's like, how am I supposed to honestly practice what all your managers are trying to teach me? You have more managers then you actually have crew people, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, that is honestly so fucked up. And, like, I got burnt there because of how hot the ovens were. It's like, dude, you guys should move these somewhere else or have some sort of cushions on them so people don't hurt themselves. I understand I've been burnt by accident and stuff, or I've cut myself by accident while being working and stuff, but at least I was able to handle it pretty quickly. It's like I couldn't go outside and take a smoke break really quick with my vape pen or anything because I was learning the computer system. It's like, dude, I was trying my best, but I need other shit to do besides just checking on the pizzas and checking Grubhub and slides and handling phone calls for deliveries because in the freaking end, I'm gonna get bored. Even though I'm not ADHD or ADD, I need to keep myself moving sometimes because after a while, I will get bored. And when I get bored, I just want to sit down and not do jack nothing. And I would rather be doing something like sweeping, I'll be learning more stuff or something. And I also feel like the actual reason the GM of Sexy Pizza in Capitol Hill had fired me because of my school schedule, me riding the bus system, and how one of the managers had offered to pay for an Uber ride, but it was like $20 to $25 from where the location was to where I live. And where I live, it's like an hour bus ride, tops, from there to there with the walking and everything, doing transfers. But that's how I honestly felt. It was because my school schedule and me riding the bus system. It's like, dude, right now, financially, I can't afford a car right now. And if I did have a car, I would not be paying for parking on the campus anyway, just because for 2 hours, it's $4. For an all-day thing ticket to be on the campus is $6.50. For me, I pay $3 with my school bus pass. One way there is $3. On the way home, it's $6. Another $3, which is a total of $6. Like, it's easier for me. I don't have to worry about driving. I don't have to deal with dumb drivers. Unless if I decide to fall asleep by accident because of a long day or whatever, at least I'm safe. I'm not doing it behind a wheel. And like, I just honestly wish he has done it to my mom. My mom's manager, who's leaving right now. Son, he was there for about the same time I was. He had told him, like, oh, I'm firing you because you're not picking that fast enough. It's like, dude, it was his first job. How is he supposed to know? Like, do you want him to go to, like, Blackjack or Papa John's or, like, some other fast food restaurant or customer service? It's like, dude, how can you judge when you're giving us, like, a minimum of 3 hours to, like, 4 or 5 tops? Like, how are we supposed to learn everything when you aren't giving us the time to like come in during the slower times to where we can at least honestly do it better. To where we at least are prepared for when it does start getting busy. And honestly, if you try to sue me for slander, I have every right to, because there's nothing like I'm saying bad. Like the only thing that sucks, the one up in Denver, about 4 or 5 blocks away from Colfax and Ogden, is that the GM can't do anything right. I could probably do his job better, but I don't want to be in that position just because of schooling me right in the bus system. So honestly, he should get retrained, or someone else should take over his position just to do that job, because in the end he can't even freaking save the store if it started going under, because in the end it's so small. Like the freezer, it should be a lot bigger. It's the I know for a fact of all the fast food places I have worked at up until that point, the walk-in freezers and fridges should be big enough to where two people, maybe three at best, can fit in and grab what they need at once, instead of having a fridge right behind the cooks and like a small fridge to stuff everything in, and then a small ass freezer to where you can barely fit anything in it. It's like, dude, you are asking for the CDC of Colorado and the CDC of the federal government to close you down, because that is so unsafe. And having a urinal in the same bathroom as where the toilet is, I understand completely that at the time it made sense, but you should honestly just make it gender neutral and get rid of the urinal and cut back like half the space of that bathroom. You would have more space for the freezer, yet you don't want to, because you are too much cheapskate in a way to do it. It's like even though you charge a lot less for pizza, you do make a better profit than a lot of other places. But even though I get the chain restaurants, I should cut myself off there, because this video is getting kind of long and I'm rambling and I'm getting more pissed off. So if you want me to do a part 2 of this video, just leave in the comments below, subscribe, like this, and if you want me to do any other topics, just let me do it. If you want me to talk about the Zoli's, the 2 days I was there, or the approximately 15 months I was at McDonald's, or a part 2 of Golden Corral, let me know in the comments below, and subscribe, like, and tell your friends about it, and have a good rest of your day.